tiny bit more to do. Two negatives, do you remember what that make?
Positive.
Positive. So you would actually write this as y plus 2 equals -3 times x plus 1.
So anywhere where there's two negative signs, you would make it a positive.
Yes.
And the -3 stays the same because there's no other negative with it.
Right. So here, do you have some notes written down? I've got one for you to try whenever you're ready.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
Uh, um, would it be y minus 1 minus 3 and x minus 2?
Good.
I don't think I have the right thing written down. I
Well, you
think I
said the
was
right
still
thing.
thinking of the last thing we were doing. Because I don't have the right formula written down at all. Let's see.
So I've written it down here a couple of times. I'll box it in here. This is the formula. It's the
I
one
think I
here,
wrote the wrong
and then it's the
symbol.
one on there.
I just forgot to turn the I made the equal a minus sign for some reason. I made there
Oh
to
no.
be two minus signs. Okay. Wait, why did I write x minus m1? No. There. Okay, I have the right one written down now.
Okay. Here's another one for you to try. You got it written down though again?
Mhm.
Time. Wait. All right, so here you go.
So would it be y minus -2, which would be y plus 2?
Okay, keep going.
And then equals 1 times x minus 1.
You got it. Got it. Now there's another little wrinkle to these. So let's say the slope is let's go -5, but one of the ordered pairs is let's say it's 3, 0. Okay. So it's still that you take y minus 0, your slope is -5, x minus 3. Just like before. So there's no difference so far. Do you see that? Do you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you agree with that, see that like this y minus 0 stands out. You cannot leave it as y minus 0. You have to change it to y equals -5 times x minus 3 like that.
So if there's a 0, you just get rid of it?
Same thing in here, which I mean could happen. Any questions on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Same thing applies if the other one is 0. So let's say I tell you that the slope is 2 and the ordered pair is 0 comma -3. You do the same thing. You write y minus -3 equals 2, x minus 0.
So would it end up being y plus 3 equals 2 times x?
Exactly. It's a little odd, but that is what it is. That is what it is. So
Is there a reason why the 0 just cancels out? Is it just because it's 0, so it
yeah, because
wouldn't
it's
matter?
nothing. Yeah, you add or subtract nothing and you get nothing.
Yeah, so there's no point in having it. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
right. So now there's there's one more thing. The slope could be a fraction. Let's say it's -1/2 and it's the 0.2 comma 4. You do the same thing. You write y minus 4 equals -1/2 x minus 2.
Do you do anything with the fraction part, or do you keep it as it
No,
is?
just keep it as is.
Okay. Do fractions ever show up in any other parts, or would it only be the
It's
m?
pretty rare. It's pretty rare. It's usually just the slope. Okay, so here we go. We'll do this and then we'll get back onto some problems. So could you do the same thing for this one? Could you actually, I'm going to step away for 30 seconds, but if you could try writing this in that point slope form, I'll be right back. All right, let me know what you come up with.
Um, is it y equals -1/3 times x minus 2?
Yes, very good. Okay, so really good. Most of the stuff that we're going to do is going to be in that form of like y equals mx plus b. So we can just say, hey, we covered that other form. We're going to go back to y equals mx plus b. That's what we're doing a lot of. The slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Does that look familiar to you from the other day?
Yeah. What was the other formula called that we just did before? Is there like a name for that?
There is. It's called, and I'm scrolling up so you can see it, point slope form
Oh,
right there in your book. I think it's even bolded. So, all right. So let's see here. We're going to which of the following is an equation for the line that passes through -1 comma 0? Go ahead and calculate the slope between those. We'll be right back with you. All right, I am back. Did you find the slope between those 2 points? And I apologize for the delay.
No, I can't figure it out.
Okay, so the slope, again, that's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we go x1, y1, x2, y2. -3 minus 0 over 2 minus a minus 1. So could you try simplifying that for us, please?
Um, -3 over 3.
Over 3. Good. What does that reduce to?
1.
-1.
Oh.
Okay, so now we're going to do this. We're going to write y equals mx plus b. So this is the stuff we were doing last time or time before. So that's the value of m. That goes in for m. You remember that? Y equals minus 1x plus b.
Kinda.
Okay. So we need to pick an x and a y. So which x and y are we going to use? The first one or the second one? Doesn't matter, but do you have one that you prefer?
The first one, I guess.
Okay. So we're going to use that point minus 1 comma 0. So this time it's x and y. 0 equals -1 times -1 plus b. 0 equals 1 plus b. You know, subtract 1 from both sides. B equals -1. Is that okay?
I think so.
All right. So that goes back in here. So this becomes y equals -1x minus 1. All right, so it sounds like we should review this. It sounds like maybe we should do a couple more examples and then maybe have you do a couple problems. So let me grab something here that I think would help here. Some practice problems, which are always good. All right, so let's go with, all right, here we go with these 2 points. So I'm going to help here, but I want you to try figuring out the slope between these 2 points. So that's the slope formula is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, like that. Any questions or anything I can do
No,
here
I
to help?
just had to use the calculator for the negative because I couldn't remember which direction to go. So it would be -8/1.
Okay.
And then do we do the other thing too?
What's the other thing?
The
Yes.
mx
I'm sorry. Yeah.
plus
Sorry.
b?
So what are you talking about? Yeah, we're gonna write y equals mx plus b. Okay. And then we're gonna put that value in for m. Y equals -8x plus b. And then we're gonna use one of the points or the other. You want to use the first point or the second point?
So I would write it as y equals -8.
X plus b. -8x plus
Okay.
b. Then, you know, and I'm sort of hinting here. Let's use the first point because it's positive.
Yeah, I'll do the first one.
So
So
4
1 and
equals,
4.
yeah, 4 equals -8 times 1 plus b. I think I mentioned this is why we've been doing all this solving, is to basically so -8 times 1 is -8.
And then I would
Add
add that to the 4.
Yep. So b equals 12.
So the final answer would end up being y equals
Equals,
-8x, oops, x plus 12.
let's do another one here. Same thing here. I'll have you first find the slope. You have a slope for me?
Hold on, I'm using the calculator.
Sure.
Should be 7 over -7.
That sounds right. So what does that reduce to?
-1.
Okay, very good. So it's 3 minus -4 minus 5 minus 2, as you said, 7 over -7, which is -1. So now you write y equals mx plus b, and you put that -1 in for m. So y equals minus x plus b.
And then what were the two?
Let's see here. So they're both kind of bad. You got to pick one here. Let's go with the 2 -4. Like that.
Go. So it would be -1 times 2.
Well,
Right?
yeah. So the -4 goes in there, -1 times 2 plus b. Yeah, so go ahead and solve it from there.
Let's see. So do we subtract it from -4?
What is -1 times 2?
2? No,
-2.
-2? I forgot
Okay,
there
so
was a negative
now
right
you're gonna
there.
add 2 to both sides.
So add 2. So -4 plus 2. So -2. So B is -2.
Okay.
So the full answer would be y equals -1x plus, what did I just say? -2. Is that right?
That is correct, yeah. So let's have you do one here from start to finish. Meaning like, I just want the equation of the final answer of the line here. So let me get you that snip. All right, here you go. If you have any questions, please ask. Happy to help.
Did we just do 4 and 2 and 5 and 4? No, we didn't.
It looks they, they start all looking the same when you do a bunch of these in a row.
Okay, let's see. Is the final answer y equals -2x plus -6?
So one way I can test this out is actually try both points to see if they work. So I'll first try -4. So is -2 times -4 plus -6, does that equal this 2? And it's looking pretty good here because -2 times -4 is 8. 8 plus -6 is 2. 2 equals 2. Then we got the other point here. So actually, let me make a little bit more room here. Y equals -2x plus -6. So let's try it with -5. -2 times -5 plus -6 is 10 plus -6, which is 4. That does work. So yeah, you got it. Very good. Is that okay?
Mhm.
All right. So let's do another one here. These are all looking the same. So we've done so many of these. Let me see if I can find a better thing here. All right, so try this one. This is not too bad. Go ahead and see if you can work through this for me. Do you have a slope for this one?
Yeah, I'm doing the slope for it. Okay. The spin. Is it y equals negative 5x plus 2?
Say that one more time.
Y equals negative 5x plus 2.
Like this. That's looking pretty good. So you're doing really well on these. One of the things that you might notice here is that when you get a 0, 2, or 0, any number, that always goes there. We actually had that on a few problems today. Let me see if I can find another one, which was like that. Of course, we didn't. All right, never mind. Never mind. So you can always do it the way you've been doing, but this is called the y-intercept, so that's why it goes right in there for that. So for example, here, let me do one real quick to kind of illustrate this point. So here's a new problem, and wait, boy, these all start looking familiar, don't they? Yeah. Woo. Okay. So the slope here is 3 minus -2 over -5 minus 0. 5 over -5 is -1. Okay, so it's y equals minus x or -1x plus b, but the b value is -2. So I can just put that right in that situation. When they give you 0, a number, that is the b value.
Okay.
It's a small shortcut, something to think about, could help, who knows. All right, do you want to do one more? Do you want to stop here for today?
We could do one more.
All right, here we go. I'll put one in front of you here. And same thing we've been doing.
Is it? I don't think it is. Is it y equals 10x plus -45?
You got it correct. Very good.
Okay.
Slope is -5 minus 5 over 4 minus 5, which becomes 10. And you got the rest from there. So really well done, Riley. And see you're making progress on this. So we'll stop here for today. Go